What is poppin', everybody? How you guys doing on this beautiful, what is it today? Tuesday, April 30th. Hope you guys are having a wonderful evening so far, and enjoying this nice weather while we got it here because you never know in Denver how it goes, man. I appreciate all you guys. Hope you guys are all doing great, like I said before. If for you guys that don't know me, if it's your first time watching the video, I appreciate y'all tuning in. And if you like some of this content, first and foremost, before you like and subscribe, I really would love any kind of feedback, any kind of thoughts. I love to interact in the comments, but I also want to become better at my craft, better at what it is that I'm doing. So I could bring, more content that's authentic, that's raw. One thing you don't know much about me, was born and raised here in Denver, a huge Broncos, Nuggets, Abs fan, but I'm just a huge sports fan. And I really started this channel because I don't want to have any videos that have edits or uncut footage, or any kind of scripts or any kind of certain position that we're trying to push. You're just going to get my real unbiased opinions, and I love to debate. And if it has to turn into an argument, we'll argue. But I love to debate and be able to talk with all of you guys out there. I've been fortunate to meet a lot of really great people through this platform already, and I just barely hit over 100 subscribers. So, but I appreciate you guys for doing that. I'm on the road to 500 as we're building this up here slowly. So spread the word, like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate it. And shout out to the Nuggets, man. Way to close out the series. I got really nervous. I'm not gonna lie at one point, but the Nuggets had a nice 108 to 106 win yesterday. Another last minute shot by the killer himself, an absolute murderer in Jamal Murray. And if you're a Lakers fan, which is there really any real Lakers fans? I mean, the people that live in LA, grew up in Southern California, I get it. But I don't understand this whole narrative. Like every single Lakers fan that I know is a fan of a completely different city's football team, baseball team, any other, sports team. They just for whatever reason like the Lakers. But I get it. And credit to the refs. They had four and a half really, really good games, but then they absolutely tried to give it to the Lakers yesterday, but it didn't work. I was really relieved, man. It was an exhausting series. I genuinely hate playing the Lakers because you feel like you're always gonna have to play against the referees too. And even though LeBron's 39, that he's still LeBron. He's still LeBron. So happy that that series is over. Shout out, props to the Nuggets, and super happy that they get those the 4 full days off of rest here before they end up playing Minnesota, which is going to be one hell of a series. We'll have a lot of content around that here on Saturday. So great time to be a Nuggets fan, and they could really use the rest because they were getting beat up, and I was genuinely getting worried. If any of these injuries ended up lingering or becoming worse, it really could have affected us for that series, but also anything moving forward. So happy that they got it, and a special shout out to Michael Porter Jr. Man, does that man deserve his flowers? I've been one of his big critics too because I've always felt like this guy's got so much talent, but he just doesn't seem to flip it, and it doesn't seem to really click there mentally. And not only has he become an unbelievable player and his shot has fallen, but his effort and his buy-in on defense has been out of this world. So he is my MVP for the series when you talk about being the most valuable. Now, obviously, Joker is the best player. He's the best player in the world, and he's going to show up and do his thing. Even on nights where he's struggling, like yesterday, it's like he still almost gets a triple double and gets 25 points and 16 rebounds or something. It's just it's crazy what that guy can do on the court. But Michael Porter Jr. was definitely, I think, that the MVP because not just of the clutch shots that he hit. You think about the huge 3-pointer that he hit in Game 2 before Jamal Murray ended up hitting the game winner. You think about the shots that he hit last night, really to keep the Nuggets in it, and then eventually help take the lead. But also defensively, man, the guy has some steals. The guy's blocking dudes. He's out there playing. He's getting into it. I love it. Special shout out to him. And of course, Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon will never gets the credit that he deserves on this Nuggets team because you've got three real potential superstars there. But my God, does he do the dirty work? The rebound that he had yesterday to kick it out to Jamal was huge. And that's just what he does. He can guard anybody. He never complains. When you need him to play bully ball and get to the basket, he can do it. When you need him to get tough rebounds, he can do it. He can guard anybody. Dude is just a very, very key player to this team. So I'm really excited to see what happens when we play against Minnesota. So great stuff, great series, and we'll see how that goes once it breaks down. Now, shifting gears forward a little bit, we're gonna get a little bit into the Avalanche, who play tonight. They play here in about 45 minutes. Super pumped about it. Now, I'm hoping that they could do with the Nuggets yesterday and close it out. This one is in Winnipeg. It's going to be tough. You're going to have a very desperate team, and really all the pressure tonight's on the Avalanche. Um, Here's the thing that kind of scares me a little bit, and why I love and I like the NHL playoffs more than I like the NBA playoffs. To be honest with you, for a lot of reasons, I think the NBA is awesome and the game-winning shots and the game of basketball is fantastic. But the refs have just too much control, and it's not even about the whistle and the calls that they have that directly can impact the game. It's just how they can kill momentum, how they can give teams little mini breaks. I mean, there's so many things that is just frustrating. Whereas the NHL, man, they just let these guys go at it and ball. But one thing that kind of scares me about this series, even though we're up 3-1, is just like you saw with Georgiev from game one into the following games, how he kind of just flipped the switch, he flip it on. And that's something that's really cool about the NHL playoffs because goaltenders can just flip it on, a goalie can get hot, and all of a sudden a team that really wasn't all that good in the regular season is this huge contender. And the same way that things can flip the opposite way too, right? So you kind of saw it with Connor Hellebuck, right? He's been terrible this series. The Avs have absolutely just peppered him, and then eventually broke him. And I feel like he might be broken. But if Connor Hellebuck flips that switch the same way that Georgiev flips the switch, and he certainly has the ability to, this team can win a couple games and force a game seven. They're that talented. They kind of wear you out a little bit. But the way that the Avs have been playing, they've been playing the Jets at their style of hockey. You know, with the back checks and the hustle and the playing the defense and just suffocating. And when they've gotten on power play, it's been an absolute wrap. But this team's not, the Jets are not going to go down fighting. But I do think that there's a good chance that we can put them out tonight if we can just continue playing our game. Because when these guys are on, the kind of talent that we have, when they're on, man, they are unstoppable. They really are because you can focus on stopping McKinnon. And you're going to get killed by Nichushkin. You can focus on killing McKinnon and Nichushkin, and Ranton is going to get you in, and Lycan is going to sneak in some goals, and then you got other guys that are coming in and they're scoring and they're doing their thing. So they're fun to watch, and it's nice to have Sam Girard back. It's nice to have most of the roster back before we get Jonathan Drew in next series. So I'm pumped up. I think the key tonight, man, is to really start. It's to start quickly. Even though in a lot of games the team that scored first didn't ultimately end up winning, I think today's the day where you can really stop the momentum, stop the crowd from getting into it because that crowd is going to be crazy up there in Winnipeg. But I'm optimistic. I got the Avs winning it tonight, 3-2. It's going to be a dogfight. And I think it's gonna be Nathan McKinnon, man. That's gonna be the difference. He's had a great series. He always is good, but I think tonight's gonna be that game where I think he'll be involved in every single goal that we score. Let's just say it that way. So my prediction is 3-2, but ultimately I do think we end up winning. And I'd love to see Georgiev continue because I can see one of those scenarios where let's say he struggles tonight, and then you force game six. He struggles a little bit and gets in his head again on game six. The last thing that you want is a goalie controversy going into game seven, right? So we'll see how it goes, but I think he's gonna ball out. I hope he stands on his head. And I think he's got an opportunity tonight because I do think tonight's gonna be one of those one goal games. A really close back and forth battle where if the Avs are gonna move forward, the Jets are gonna make them earn it. And if the Jets are going to win, the Avs are certainly going to make it earn it. So I think it's going to be one of those games where it could come back to the goaltender. And hopefully this is that game that Georgiev saves the team. He says, I'll put the team on my back tonight and get a win. But anyways, super excited to watch that. Let me know what you guys think. Who are you more optimistic about, right? Moving forward. Are you more optimistic about the Avs? Are you more optimistic about the Nuggets? And why is that? So I'd love to hear it in the comments. I think if you're asking me that question, I have a little bit more optimism with the Avalanche right now, just because of the way that they're playing. The Avs did win 4-1. I mean, the Nuggets did win 4-1 to the Lakers, which is crazy because it's like you don't feel like they played well, but they still won 4-1. But I feel like there's a little bit of depth concern, and we can't rely so much on shots falling. So there's just a little bit of that concern there. But I'm optimistic about both, and I'd love to see two parades this summer, man. So we'll see how it goes. But let me know what you guys think. Otherwise, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Mile high salute to you guys all. Like, comment, subscribe, share with your family and friends. And I'd love to get you guys on the pod as well. And last but not least, a special shout out to Jeremy, who's been on a couple of these episodes. He's been great. he's become a great friend and somebody that we text all the time, and I'm really appreciative of this channel and of this community for doing that. And then we got some a special shout out to David Talks Broncos, not just because he's always shout me out on his channel. I appreciate it, but we're working on putting some stuff together as well. So definitely looking forward to that. Hope you guys have a great one. Peace out. Take it easy.